Hi, everyone. My name is Priscilla Kennard. I am part of the Fall Vibes 2025 group. Our ultimate research topic ended up being mental health and its effects on college students. When we first started brainstorming, we were really interested in the psychology behind criminal behavior. We wanted to really find out what actually made people commit crimes. We talked about things like psychopathic behavior, childhood trauma, and how mental health could play a role. It was a super interesting topic, and we were really excited about it at first until we submitted the group topic, and then we received our feedback from Professor Peschek, and we realized that our research topic had to really include surveys and questionnaires sent to other students and faculty on campus, and we started thinking realistically about what results we were going to get from that. We knew most people weren't going to really have personal experiences or knowledge about criminal behavior, so more than likely, what we were going to get wasn't going to necessarily help us in the end. That's when we decided to pivot to something that's still connected to psychology, but felt more relevant and relatable. And that is now where we're at with mental health and how it affects college students. After narrowing it down, each of us picked a specific facet as part of the topic, our group topic in general. Mariel Culberson looked into how academic advancement, like working toward higher degrees, affects students' motivation and their mental health. We had Katrina Jones looking at high expectations for academic success and how the increased stressors um, and pressure levels can really affect students. Myself, I went and delved into first generation college students versus continuing generation college students and how they experience um, stress levels and the stress of having to pay for college. We had Valerie Phillips, who explored how anxiety impacts college students in their academic and their social lives and how that helps shape their college experience. And then at the end, we had Yezenia Torres, who examined how starting college later in life might raise stress levels compared to younger students who didn't have as many obligations and responsibilities to take care of. Even though we each looked at something different, we all had the same goal, which was to understand the mental and emotional challenges college students deal with every day, and what factors make those challenges harder or easier to manage, um, and what tools they're using to do that. Working together as a group has actually been really easy and fun. We mostly communicate through text, and we have nice, fun Zoom talks about both topics and our personal lives. Everybody's been very responsive and supportive of each other in the group, which has made the process very smooth. Overall, we wanted to pick a topic that we could actually relate to, everybody could relate to, really, and that other students would connect with too. Something that we all kind of had close to our hearts. Mental health is such a big part of the college experience, and learning how it affects students like us helps us understand not just our peers, but also ourselves. And that's kind of the whole point of psychology, right? I hope you enjoy this ride as you go along with us through our presentation.
I'll be going over our hypotheses and our results. For hypothesis one, students who use coping methods like journaling, exercise, or talking to friends will usually experience less anxiety than students who use avoidance as their way of coping. Results indicate that students with higher coping confidence reported lower anxiety overall. For hypothesis two, students that attend college face a high level of mental distress when trying to advance academically. Results indicate a positive correlation with students experiencing mental distress when trying to succeed in their college courses. For hypothesis three, Continuing generation college students will report a greater sense of belonging on campus than first generation college students. Results show the bar graph delineated no significant difference, with reporting a slightly higher sense of belonging. For hypothesis 4, college students who experience the pressures and stressors of academic high expectations from family are affected academically. Results show a positive correlation. However, not enough evidence was available to support the hypothesis or collected. For hypothesis 5, college students who study more hours a week are able to manage schoolwork and home responsibilities. Results show a positive correlation with students who study more hours tend to manage their home responsibilities more effectively.
Hello everyone, my name is Yezenia and I'll be talking about the methods section of our assignment. Participants in this study included 76 Long Beach Community College students and faculty members. Participants included approximately 15 males and approximately 61 females with a mean age of 28.16 and a standard deviation of 9.68. The participants showed largely demographics of African Americans and Latinos with smaller number of white Americans, and other races like Asians, mixed, or Native Americans represented smaller numbers. Due to the limitations and possibly skewed data, the study might limit the findings across different demographic groups. The participants in this study consisted of 15 college freshmen, 32 college sophomores, 17 college juniors, and 10 college seniors. 2 of the members were staff. The participants were college students and faculty members from psychology courses and participated on a volunteer basis with no pay or incentive. Other demographics consisted of marital and parental status, where many college students were single with no children. The materials section of the paper is as follows. Participants were asked to consent to survey by a consent that clearly stated the purpose of the survey, which was to better understand how mental health affects college students' experiences, including academic performance, social life, and overall well-being. Participants were informed on the procedure of the survey, which included a short survey related to mental health and its effects on college students. Questions would be linked to stress, financial responsibilities, academic performance, and social life, and overall well-being. Responses would be anonymous, and no identifying factors would be gathered. The risks and discomfort in taking the survey were explained in detail to the participants and were foretold there would be no foreseeable short or long-term effects that would occur from participating in the survey. Participants were given the option to refuse to answer any of the questions and withdraw from the survey at any time without any effects to their grade. A list of the researchers' emails was provided for any questions or concerns. Thank you.
Conducting a research study has many important factors such as time, resources, knowledge, and experience with the research methods and processes that it requires. Whether the mental health topic is focused on anxiety, depression, high expectations, stressors, financial or otherwise, Coping strategies are whether a college student is transitioning into college from high school, continuing, or beginning later in life. Mental health and its effects affects them all. Mental health is a worldwide crisis that not only affects college students, but all individuals. There have been many strides to combat the crisis, but there is much more research that needs to be conducted to better understand how to identify, diagnose, treat, and understand the many different mental health disorders and the associated conditions. Studies like the one performed in the current study presented today are important not only for college students, but for society. Thank you.
This portion of our presentation, we will be discussing our group's shortcomings, limitations, and future directions. When we were putting our project together, our group did run into a few shortcomings that ended up teaching us a lot about the research process. One issue on the technical side that we came into contact with was the inability for some of the students to download the SPSS software. That did put them behind a little bit on learning the program and being able to then run their analysis and graphing. The other technical issue that we ran into with the SPSS program is that we realized that our data was actually input incorrectly, and we were getting information that was not accurate. We were able to send it over, and the professor was able to correct that, send us a data file that we could use, and we were able to move forward from there. I don't believe anybody was at fault for that, but it definitely showed us the importance of double checking the data before you run your analysis. In terms of limitations that we ran into, our sample size was small as it only came from Long Beach City College. So we can't really generalize all results as all students. Since everything was self-reported, answers could have been influenced by how people felt that day or how honest they felt comfortable being at that time. For future directions, it would be great to expand the study, maybe across multiple campuses for a larger and diverse group of students. Being able to possibly track them as their semester or their first year goes, being able to add maybe short interviews or follow-up surveys could make the data even that more meaningful. Even with the setbacks that we had, we learned a lot about collaboration, problem solving, and how to work with a group and what goes into getting reliable data.